Right, let's talk about the false nine, football's greatest magic trick. The tactic where a striker isn't really a striker. Defenders have no idea who to mark, and everyone watching at home is like, wait, where did he go? In simple terms, it's a forward who moves so much that the opposition can't tell if he's still a striker or a hidden midfielder, hence the false in his name. Coaches explain that when this forward retreats, the opposition faces a dilemma. If a centre back follows him, it opens a gap at the back, allowing other players to run in. If no one follows, the false nine floods midfield with an extra man. In effect, the false nine creates space and numerical overloads. It's confused defenders for nearly a century. It's won World Cups and Champions League, and yes, it's the reason why Lionel Messi has been haunting Sergio Ramos's dreams since 2009. So let's roll back the clock to where it all began. Picture this: Austria, 1930s, a national team nicknamed the Wonder Team. The star forward Matthias Sindelar, playing in a 2-3-5 system. That's right, a 2-3-5 system. Imagine playing in a 2-3-5 system. I experience that every day, and we have about 5 heart attacks every single game because of that highlight. But we win, so it's fine. Matthias Sindelar decides to do something revolutionary. Instead of staying up top waiting for crosses, he drops deep into midfield. Defenders panic. Midfielders don't know whether to follow him or hold their ground. Suddenly, space opens everywhere. Sindelar wasn't just playing football, he was conducting an orchestra, and this was the first blueprint for the false nine, long before anyone called it that. Then came the 1950s and Hungary's magical Magyars. The 6-3 destruction of England that day, dubbed the match of the century, is often cited as the birth of the false nine. England had hoped this would be their most humiliating defeat ever. So when they headed to Budapest for revenge a year later, like Real Madrid welcoming Arsenal to the Bernabeu, things didn't really go according to plan. They ended up losing 7-1, which still remains their heaviest footballing defeat. I guess 90 minutes at the Stadion was very long indeed. The 6-3 defeat was so eye-opening that the then Spurs manager used these Hungarian principles, the ancestors of the false nine as I like to call them, to build the first English double winning team of the 20th century, including the first European trophy by an English side. Yep, that's right. Tottenham were the first to win an European trophy. I guess the false nine also had a sense of humor. Soccer law then went quiet on the designated false nines for a couple of decades, until what is the most famous two words in football. Well, it's not Lionel Messi, or Cristiano Ronaldo, or the Premier League, or Champions League, or World Cup. Let's just call it the most famous, outdated word in football: total football. Rinus Michels' Ajax and the Dutch national team employed a fluid 4-3-3, often described as a 1-3-3-3 turning into a 3-4-3, where positions were changing constantly. Johan Cruyff, the team star, essentially functioned as a masterful false nine. He would start on the shoulder of the last defender and then drift all over the pitch, to center, midfield, even the wing, freeing up teammates to pop into those spots. His impact was so strong that even Pep Guardiola, a disciple of Cruyff, would later adopt a similar approach at Barcelona. Often through the years, the false nine is talked about as if it was a very complicated tactic. But the beauty of the false nine is simple. The striker's movement creates chaos. Defenders either step out and leave a hole behind them, or stay back and give the striker all the time in the world to pick a pass. It's a lose-lose situation, unless you're the team using it. Let's fast forward to 2009. Pep Guardiola looks at Lionel Messi and thinks, yeah, let's make him unmarkable. And in El Clasico, Pep plays Messi as a false nine for the first time. Messi drops into midfield. The centre-backs now had two options: follow Messi into midfield and leave oceans of space behind, or hold their line and watch Messi get the ball, turn and start running at them. Spoiler, neither option worked. Xavi and Iniesta run beyond him, and Real Madrid's defense looks like someone just handed them a Sudoku puzzle mid-match. Final score, Barcelona 6, Real 2. A tactical masterclass. From then on, the false nine became a nuclear weapon in Pep's system. Triangles everywhere, constant movement, defenders chasing shadows, and Messi casually scoring hat-tricks like it was nothing. Barcelona destroyed teams so badly during that period that false nine became less of a tactic and more of a footballing urban legend, like the Loch Ness Monster. But this, very real and very in the number 10. If you wanted to beat Pep's Barca, you just had to figure out how to keep track of the striker who was never there. A lot easier said than done. Throughout the years, this tactic was further involved in football games. Spain used Cesc Fabregas in the Euros. No striker, no problem. Just another European trophy. Liverpool had Roberto Firmino, who wasn't just a false nine. He was a pressing machine, the main cog in Klopp's counter-pressing machine, tackling defenders and setting up Salah and Mane to go wild. Pep at Manchester City took it further, sometimes fielding no striker. Bernardo, De Bruyne, Foden, it didn't matter who. Whoever fit the game played there. Even Benzema at Real Madrid under Zidane often drops deep to link play, allowing Ronaldo and others to make runs in behind.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Harry Kane has even been tried as a false nine for Tottenham and England, Tevez back in the day for Manchester United, Totti at Roma. Assist notes: the false nine has in some ways replaced the traditional number 10, since the playmaking and goal-scoring duties often blend together in this role. Whether it's a diminutive genius like Messi or a workhorse like Firmino, the false nine requires a striker with skill, vision and footballing wit. Without those traits, it's just a forward in the wrong spot. From Cinderella to Messi, from the Wonder Team to Guardiola's tiki-taka, the false nine isn't just a tactic, it's football's ultimate disappearing act. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like, hit subscribe and tell me in the comments who's the greatest false nine of all time. And remember, in football as in life, sometimes the best way to attack is to disappear. Goodbye.